the best-selling debut of the 21st century, but it's their sophomore effort, Meteora, that most remember. Mike joined me to celebrate the album's 20th anniversary. Can we go back 20 years? What was life like just before that album?
Wow. Well, we were on tour supporting our first record, and we had gone from like living in our parents' homes and our college dorm rooms to playing first on our local radio stations festival to 1 year later headlining it. It was so fast and so much that even as we were getting into Meteora, we hadn't wrapped our heads around it all.
I can imagine. And then when Meteora comes out, it's a landmark, right? Did it change a lot for you, actually? Or was it kind of more of the same, like a trajectory?
At the end of Hybrid Theory, we had gotten word that it was the #1 album on the planet. And we were like, what does that even mean? Like, how do you even, can you quantify that? Like, is that a real thing that you can do, is measure what's the biggest album on the planet? And it was beyond our comprehension because there were so many seemingly big pop artists, like, you know, the likes of like NSYNC and Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, and all of those were the big things, not like a band that sounded like us.
Linkin Park were one of the biggest bands on the planet until, in 2017, Chester Bennington was found dead in his California home. When diving into the Meteora archives, Mike found an unreleased Linkin Park track, appropriately titled Lost.
The funny thing about Lost is that it was literally lost. We had made that song for Meteora, and you make many, many songs and you narrow it down to the 12 that end up being on the album, and it was the 13th song. It was the one that just didn't make the cutoff, and we kept it off the album because we had a song called Numb, and we were like, yeah, we don't want 2 songs in this kind of energy, so we'll just save Lost for later. Like, we just left it on the hard drive.
May I just quote some of the lyrics? And when you think of Chester and obviously his tragic end, it really hits, you know. Just a scar somewhere down inside of me, something I cannot repair, even though it will always be, I pretend it isn't there. I'm lost, I try to keep this pain inside, but I'll never be all right. I mean, do you see the song differently now than when you wrote and recorded it?
I think that, like, it's tempting to try and create narratives when looking at songs or albums like these.
Retrospectively, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple things to remember. When we were writing songs, some of the songs I wrote for him to sing, some of the songs I wrote with him, and some of the lyrics he wrote and we worked on them together. There were very few songs where he wrote them all on his own. Our job was to get the best and get the most accurate or the most truthful nucleus of an idea into the song. Sometimes it's not just about the person either. Do you know the story about the word genius? The
No.
history of the word, like what the word genius originally
No, but I love etymology,
referred to.
so this is great.
Genius referred to the spiritual entity that visited a person and endowed them with an idea or a great piece of art, or it was the thing that came to you and gave you a gift.
Yeah.
And over time, human beings perverted that with our ego, and we started calling ourselves geniuses.
Right, so the genius comes from us rather than something we receive.
Right. I can sit down, I can write some really great songs that a lot of people love, and then sit down one day and just come with nothing.
Yeah.
And the next day come with nothing. And then the next day come with something like better than anything I've ever done. Like, it's inconsistent. It's a lot like fishing in the sense that your job is to be good at the craft, to be good at the knowing the tools in the toolbox, and it's your job to show up. Because if you're there on the day that the idea wants to come to fruition, that the idea wants to become realized, then you might be the one who gets to sing the song.
And Big Sound is on this week, and they're bringing Mike to Australia as their keynote speaker. Details at our website. And the huge 20th anniversary edition of Meteora is available now.